What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mar Food Tales. We're gonna get right into this recipe, but before we do, I'm gonna need you guys to like this video, make sure you guys are subscribed and you have your post notifications on for any future videos, and make sure you guys drop a comment down below. Okay, so you guys see the title of the video, Baked Mac and Cheese and Cornbread. If you guys are wondering why you can't get invited to the cookout, this is why. All you gotta do is follow this recipe. I'm telling you, these two recipes are probably some of the biggest hits at any cookout. So if you're wondering why you can't get invited and you wanna learn how to get invited, make this recipe. I'm gonna show you guys. Let's get into this. Okay guys, so to start off, we're gonna be doing 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of cornmeal. And that's gonna be very important, making sure that your cornbread doesn't crumble apart. Okay, we're also gonna do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. We're also going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. And for the sugar, it really depends how sweet you want yours. Me personally, I like to do a 1/2 cup. I find that that's kind of like a good ratio for me. So we're going to do a 1/2 cup of sugar. Okay guys, so for the second part of the cornbread, we're going to be making our wet batter. So that's going to consist of 1 cup of milk. You can also use buttermilk, but I'm just using 2%. Right in there. Okay, this part here, we're going to be using vegetable oil. You can use butter, but honestly, I find that when you use vegetable oil, it makes your cornbread come out way more moist and the consistency is much better. So we're going to do 1/3 cup of that. Right in there. And we're also going to do 2 large eggs. Okay, and so what we're going to do now, we're just going to whisk this all together. Make sure everything is incorporated very nicely. Okay guys, so for here, we're just going to be adding our wet to the dry ingredients. You just want to make sure when you're whisking it together that you're just whisking enough until the flour has disappeared, and then you're going to move over to a spatula. The worst thing you want to do is to overmix your batter, and that's how your cornbread can come out very tough. So just make sure that you're whisking for a bit, and then you're going to switch over to a spatula. As you can see, I've just done that now. So we're going to put that to the side for now. We actually have our oven on preheating to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's what we're gonna cook it at. We're probably gonna cook it for around 30 minutes, but you also just wanna make sure that you take a toothpick and put it right in the center, and if it comes out clean, you know you're good to go. Okay, so we have our unsalted butter, and we're just going to grease down the edges, the bottom. It's a little bit messy, but this will make sure that your cornbread does not stick, and also you get a nice golden brown color at the bottom and the sides. So we're just gonna do that all around. So our oven is good to go. We have it at 375, and we're gonna put this in for approximately 30 minutes. And then we're gonna see how it looks at 30 minutes. We're gonna put my toothpick right in the middle and see how it comes right out. And kind of just shake that to make sure it's even. And what I'm gonna do to the side, I'm probably just gonna tap it down a little bit just to make sure everything's evened out. Okay guys, so we have our cornbread inside of the oven. Behind me I have a pot of hot boiling water that's been heavily salted. And we're gonna be doing about 3 cups of macaroni shells. And we're gonna put that on for about 10 minutes, and then I'll show you guys how to make the cheese sauce. Okay guys, as I mentioned before, it actually only ended up taking 25 minutes, but you can see it's a perfect golden brown. The edges are nice and golden brown. And the next clip you're gonna see at the top is a little bit of browning, but the edges are perfectly browned. This is exactly how you want your cornbread to come out, guys. Okay guys, so our cornbread is cooling off to the side. So right now we're gonna be making our cheese sauce. So to start off, we're just gonna start off with about 2 tablespoons of butter. Throw that in there. And the heat right now is about between a 4 and a 5, so you'll kind of want it like medium heat. And we're gonna let that butter melt, and then we're gonna be adding in 2 tablespoons of flour. 1, and then we got 2. And we're just gonna go ahead and whisk that all together. So it should be, so we'll just make a quick little roux, so the roux should look exactly like this. Okay guys, so for this, I'm adding chicken broth, or you can use chicken stock. Just make sure that it's no salt added. So I did a cup of that. So after that, you're going to see that I'm going to be adding 1 cup of whipping cream, or you can use heavy cream. And then additionally, I just added a 1/4 cup after this. So you can either do 1 cup and you can add a 1/4 cup, or it's really up to your preference. Either or will be fine. Just gonna mix that all together. So we're gonna up it to about medium heat, and we're gonna let that simmer for a little bit so it can thicken up. Okay guys, so for seasoning the cheese sauce, we're gonna be doing 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. As you can see, I've just put that in there. Then we're gonna be doing a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Then we're also gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. It's gonna be already salty already from the cheese. And we're going to be doing a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, and then we're just going to mix thoroughly and let it simmer for a bit. And as you can see, it's getting really thick now. And for the cheese, we have double cheddar, we have mozzarella, provolone, and we have some parmesan all mixed up into there. So together we have about 2 cups of cheese in total. Now all we're gonna do is just dump that right in there, and we're gonna turn off the heat at this point. And we're just gonna mix that all in. And we're gonna get a nice cheesy sauce. Okay. So we're gonna keep whisking that together. Alright, so what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna get our macaroni shells that have been turned to the side, and we're gonna incorporate everything now. So that's exactly how the cheese sauce looks, and you're going to see all the seasonings in that. This is the last part we're going to do when it comes to the cheese. Once you kind of incorporate it a little bit, we're going to be putting in 4 ounces of cream cheese that's been softened. I'm kind of just gonna break that up in there, just like that. This is gonna get really extra creamy. I'm just gonna keep mixing until everything gets incorporated. Okay guys, as you guys can see, I'm pretty much done mixing the mac and cheese. The next clip, I'm going to show you how to really elevate your mac and cheese. So what we're going to be doing is making a nice little top for the mac and cheese. It's going to be 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and I'm going to be adding a 1/4 cup of butter. So you're going to see that very shortly. We're actually just going to be adding it right into there, and then we're just going to mix it all together. And what I'm going to be doing is adding the remainder of the double cheddar that I had before. And I'm also going to be adding in a little bit of the Italiano blend that I used earlier in the video when I was making the cheese sauce. As you can see, I'm just mixing that together. And then once it's all thoroughly combined, we're going to bring back the mac and cheese, and we're just going to plate it and put it in the oven. So what we're going to do now is that we're actually going to scoop and pour macaroni right into there. Hope you guys can see. I'm trying to do this with one hand. And if you can see that, look how cheesy that is. We're gonna put all of that in there, right to the side. Okay. We're just gonna smush that down a little bit and even it out. So as I said, I'm not gonna cook for that long because I'm not making a pie. It's just baked macaroni and cheese. For the top, I'm gonna pour all this onto it now and try to just even it out. I'm just gonna put that right out to the edge. I'm just kind of smoothing that out. Pour the rest of that on there. I don't know if you can see that, but look at that. And that's the breadcrumbs, a little bit of a golden brown crust. And honestly guys, that's all it needs. And we are good to go. Okay guys, the food is all done. If you could smell how my living room smells like. Man, that cornbread, cheese, man. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of the cornbread. Hopefully it's picking this up on camera. So it's a nice golden brown edge, but yellow right at the top. I'll show you one like this. You can see I can play around with it. It's not crumbling apart. Moist, cake-like consistency. This is still a little hot, but hopefully you can see that there. So as you can see, cake-like batter. Oh, I wish you could hear that. Sponge-like. Just look at that. And disclaimer, guys, big disclaimer. Cornbread is not something you want to be eating all the time. I don't know if you've ever heard of the term country thick. This will get you country thick. Unless you want to get country thick, eat it all the time. But I do not recommend eating this too much because it's very heavy on you. So as you can see, that kind of like that golden brown color. And the top is perfect. And the bottom has that nice brown in it too. Hopefully the lighting is picking it up. I kind of adjusted it a little bit today so it could pick up on the yellow tones and stuff, but oh man. You guys ready for this one? Sponge-like, it's like it breaks apart. Guys, trust me. If your friends or your family don't want to invite you to the cookout because you never bring anything good, trust me, try this recipe. The cornbread and the baked mac and cheese. It's still kind of hot, but look at that. I cannot wait to bite into that. I can already tell it's about to be hot because I'm touching the glass and it's already hot. I'm telling you guys, that cornbread, I want to stop eating it, but I can't. Like, cornbread solves everything. Sometimes it's nice to just sit back, relax, make some cornbread, baked mac and cheese, and just, appreciate the little things because, there's a lot going on in this world right now, but when you're sitting down eating that cornbread and you have that baked mac and cheese, that's all you gotta worry about. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Oh. You hear that? Nice crust. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look at that, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. That crust. I really hope you guys are getting a good look at this. Let me just do it from this side. Look at that, guys. Look at all of that. Look at that. It's very hot right now. Guys, that cream cheese is what really sets it apart. Just look at that goodness. Very moist, cheesy. All right. I really hope the camera's picking up how cheesy this is, guys. Honestly, just hold on. Yup. Just look at that. That's how you make some good baked mac and cheese, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, showing you guys how to make baked mac and cheese and cornbread. As I said, guys, if you have not been invited to the cookout and no one wants to invite you, this is exactly how you're gonna get your invitation. The baked mac and cheese and the cornbread. Before you guys click off of this video, I need you guys to like this video. Yep, like it right down below. The thumbs up button, like that right there. I need you guys to subscribe, turn on your post notifications for any future videos. I need you guys to drop a nice positive comment for me there. And guys, to keep up with all the updates, make sure you guys follow my Instagram. It's sashin.marvfoodtales. And guys, you already know how it goes. If you're Marv, stay tuned for the next episode. Marv, gang!